Working in ensemble was a real pleasure because we all rehearsed dancing together, so we got to know each other. We were forced to sort of swap partners, salsa partners, as we learnt to dance. And it meant that all the scenes in the salsa club were genuinely sociable. And instead of there's sometimes a phenomenon on film where people sort of do their little bit and scuttle off into their trailer and don't really talk. But it was a very good atmosphere on set.
And what was it like working alongside Craig? Was it hard to get anything done without laughing all the time?
He is incredibly good company. I think the hardest thing was the scenes where I was supposed to look like I wasn't in love with him. It was the main problem, because we just flirted with each other constantly. So
Fantastic. Yeah. And have you carried on dancing since? Have you taken up salsa?
I have got the playback tape, which we were given for our practice sessions, and I'm sad to say, play that to myself and dance around the flat. I haven't been back to the Laf Brahms, but I want to go in the next few weeks.
And what was it like working with David Kane?
A real pleasure. He's a man of few words. I don't know if you've interviewed him, but he's kind of very single monosyllable, tends to say it all with him. And I tend to want more. I say, more, darling, more praise, tell me what I'm doing. But he was always right. He'd say one or two words, throw it in there, and was always encouraging, but without lavishing you with pointless praise. Just give you a good tip and tell you when it was good. I really love his script. To be presented with such a perfectly arced character. To be a woman that gets witty lines, to play someone who isn't just a sort of female figure, but actually has quirks and personality. It was a real pleasure to play. Eleanor is someone who's pretty well decided how she wants her life to be and decided where she's going, where she's at. She knows what she wants from a husband and from a man, she thinks, until Frankie comes along and is none of the things she thinks she wants. Spends a long time trying to get him out of her system, and thank God she fails.
Fantastic. And what did you like most about Eleanor, your character?
I liked the fact that she thought she knew what she wanted, but when she realised she'd made a mistake, she completely gives herself to putting it right, to the point where she's prepared to have a conversation with the man she loves while he's in bed with somebody else. The fact that he is actually still in bed with his other lover doesn't stand in the way of the fact that she knows that she has to be with this man. There's a bit more of scuttling off into trailers that goes on in the bigger movies, just because they're such public events. It's like being at a huge sort of corporate event every day, whereas with a small movie, you know everyone who's around you, and there's no threat of stalkers trying to get into my trailer or anybody else's trailer. But when you're working with someone as insanely famous as Bruce Willis, there's security around because people try and snog him as he's walking to set, and so there is a weird pressure to that. Whereas when you've got a group of actors who are all just mucking in, it's much sort of simpler. But that's not to say I haven't had a phenomenal time on the American films I made. And in fact, within the context of that pressure and security, the people I worked with in America were very informal and good fun.
Yeah, definitely. And would you work with David Kane again?
God, yes. Tell him to write me another role quickly.
Now, please.